Wes, I mean, every film, it seems like your toolbox gets a little bigger. Like there's elements from previous films I see. Am I imagining this? Like some of the miniatures from Fantastic Mr. Fox sort of find their way into your language, even for something like this. Like I don't know, I find it beautiful. It's like the animations, and that's now just part of your storytelling repertoire.
Yeah, well, I feel like, I think I might start with a especially small toolbox. So each movie I'm expanding it a little bit. And definitely doing an animated movie was it's sort of changed many things about the way I've been doing movies since we did that.
So it's affected your live action movies, like how, besides being able to incorporate those elements visually?
Well, yeah,
do you treat your actors now like they're
puppets?
Yeah.
No. Is it more like puppets? Or
what do you think?
I don't feel like a puppet, but
You're moving kind of.
But I know what you mean. Like, for instance, when Zero pops out of the roof, and then very quickly, shortly after he's running, that's something that's physically
more
impossible.
Challenging blocking.
Yes, yeah. But probably descends from that, I would think.
Well, you told me that at some point during Moonrise Kingdom. You were saying you're doing a blocking that we can't do that you're doing from the cartoon.
Yeah, it's impossible to do as a human.
I can't physically do that,
Yeah.
So you're using a technique
He's making you look cool, man. Like, how did you do that?
I know. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I think there's one thing is that sort of thing, and using miniatures and even some animation stuff. But the other thing is the way the sequence of events within. I'm saying this as if you don't know how to do an animated. You've done 2 animated movies.
Not the stop motion.
But in a way, with a stop motion animation, you edit the movie and then you shoot it. You record the voices and draw the thing, and you edit the whole thing, and then you start shooting it. I started doing that with the live action movies more, where we do the same kind of animatic and kind of prepare it in more detail. And it's been, I feel like things we couldn't have done, we wouldn't have had the money to do, but we've sort of figured out a way to do it by just, not building any set outside the frame and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the meticulous planning you can stretch. Because this, on one hand, could be an $80 million movie, but
nobody's going to give us
budget.
That.
Yeah, so, no, it's wonderful. Well, I don't know, it's kind of amazing, just the... I don't know how you do it.
It was very fun, and really, I think part of the thing since doing an animated movie, I feel like more often, we prepare it more intensely, but when we get on the set with the actors, it's the same thing. It's just chaos, and they just do whatever they're going to do, and they take over. But since doing that movie, I feel much more like when we finish a day of shooting, I end up, even though the day may be a very tense experience, at the end of the day, I much more often feel like we got the whole thing that day. And I remember so many, like when we were doing The Life Aquatic in Italy, this movie, very often the day would end and it would just be a sort of tragic feeling of, there was some day, one day I remember it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we had shot. We couldn't.
You're shooting on the water, which is the toughest thing to do.
Yes, everything's always just swirling around, and it's very challenging. So, I was warned.
So, would you do that different now?
Yeah, I would. I would make that movie completely. I think I would do it for half the money or less or whatever. Nobody would give me the money. Nobody would ever. We went $8 million over on that movie. Where would we get $8 million to go over? Nobody. I don't even know how we got it then. Whose $8 million was it?
Yeah.
How did we get to spend it? I wasn't even really aware of it. So I wouldn't do that again.